Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be continuing practicing dividing 3-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. Let's take a look at this first problem. 300 divided by 17. Now our first step is to see whether we can divide how many times we can put 17 into this first digit. And we can't because 3 is less than 17, so we're going to look at the first 2 digits, 30. Now, we know that if we multiply 17 by 2, that equals 34. That's too much. It's more than 30, so we're going to stick with just 1 for now. 17 times 1 is 17. And we subtract, and we get, well, we could do this the manual way. So we can't do 0 minus 7. We cross out the 3. We write a 2, put a 1 in front of the in front of the 0, and now we have 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 2 minus 1 is 1, and we have 13. Now we have one other digit, so let's bring that down, and now we have 130. Now we're trying to see 130 divided by 17. How many times we can put 17 into 130. So if we don't know this off the top of our heads, we have to do a little bit of guesswork. I'd say, well, because 10 times 17 is 170, we want more than half of that, but less than 3/4 of that. So I'm going to guess 6 for now. Now we're going to multiply. 7 times 6 is equal to 42. So I'll write the 2, and remember we're carrying the 4. 1 times 6 is 6 plus the 4, and we have 10. 102. Now we subtract. Cross the 3 out, write the 2, put a 1 in front of the 0. 10 minus 2 is 8. 2 minus 0 is 2, and we have 1 minus 1 is 0. 28. Now, 28 is too big. It's bigger than 17. So that means that my guess was wrong. What we're going to do now is try this again. So we had 130. So since 6 was too small, and the answer that we got in the end was 28. So let's try 7. 7 times 7 is 49. Carry the 4. 1 times 7 is 7, plus the 4 from before is 11. And now let's try subtracting again. Cross the 3 out. This becomes 2. A 1 goes in front of the 0. 10 minus 9 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. And now we're left with 11. 11 is less than 17. So this is good as a remainder. So our answer becomes 17, remainder 11. Let's try another problem. 300 divided by 32. Our first step is to see if it can go into 3. We can't, so let's try 30. 30 is still less than 32, so that means we have to do all 3 at once. So let's do a little bit of estimation here since we're stuck doing all 3 digits at once. The number that we guess will have to be put in the last slot, remember, because we're looking at all 3. 32, well, we know if it was 30 and this was 300, the answer would just be 10. But 32 is a little bigger than 30. So 10 is going to be too big. I'm going to guess one less than that. I'm going to guess 9 and see where that gets us. Now let's multiply it out. 2 times 9 is 18. So we write the 8 and we're going to carry the 1. 3 times 9 is 27 plus the 1 that we carried, so 28. And now we subtract. So what we're going to do is cross this out, write a 2. This becomes 10. Cross this out, it becomes 9. This becomes 10. And now we have 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 8 is 1. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So 12 is left. And 12 is less than 32, so 12 is a good number for a remainder. So our answer is 9 remainder 12. Now let's look at one last problem. 300 divided by 56. We're trying to see if we can put it in the first. No. The second digit. No. So we have to look at all three. And we're putting the first guess in this last slot right here again, like we did last time. Again, we're going to have to do some guesstimation. So let's say that if this number, instead of 56, if it was 50, then the answer to this problem would be exactly 6. But 56 is bigger than 50, so I'm going to guess 5. Now let's multiply. 6 times 5 is 30. Put the 0, carry the 3. 5 times 5 is 25, plus the 3 is 28. And now we subtract. You could do this mathematically and write it out, but 300 minus 280 is exactly 20. You can do the math to make sure, but I know it's 20. 20 is less than 56, so it's good enough for a remainder. So our answer is 5 remainder 20. That concludes our practice for dividing more 3-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.